Another episode of Down in the Blocks here at the Michigan Athletic Club. Tom Crawford here with our illustrious panel of basketball savants who played the game well. Before I go to that incredible panel, I'll just say that last night was a wake-up call, in my opinion, about this Michigan basketball team on a variety of reasons. Dusty May's done a great job on this team, okay? But this turnover thing is insane, okay? It's been a bugaboo all year. So in the first less than 2 minutes of this game, 4 turnovers. It should have been a point of emphasis. This team was not ready to play, and they lose to an 0-6 Minnesota Gopher team, okay? And they have now, there's 17 games this Michigan basketball team has played in this 24-25 season. They've led by 11 points in every one of those games, but they've dropped 4th. So that's my little sermon of disgruntlement. But I'm going to go to this panel of people who are way smarter than me about basketball. Let's start out with CY. Chris Young, number 45 out of Detroit Catholic Central High School. Saw you on a clip the other night. They were talking about Andre Hudson.
Yeah.
About Cam Hudson,
yeah.
Daddy, and showed a clip of that 2000 game when I think Sparty came down and blew you out by like 30. But you were hustling.
That was in black and white, wasn't it?
It was in color,
okay.
and you actually
right.
looked slim and trim. But you know what? You have not aged a lot, CY.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So about 20 more pounds to go.
We're gonna break this down, but also we got Jay Norquist, who did forewarn us last week. I'm gonna say you were profound in that. It's a Michigan basketball team. He's not completely sold. So maybe you were the one looking accurately through the crystal ball where this thing is going. I'm not being doom and gloom here, but Mark Dodson.
Also not sold.
And I hadn't been sold. I'm not saying you're negative, but
No, I said it.
Okay, you're not an optimist. You're not a pessimist. You would be called a realist.
I'm a realist.
Realist. That's what attorneys are. Proud alumnus of the University of Michigan. But let's break this down initially. We'll start out with CY. Okay. How disappointing was it for you?
It was disappointing in that, that's one that got away. Whenever you get a chance to go on the road and win a game in the Big Ten, no matter who you're playing against, you have to take that advantage. But, the turnover thing, I think Dusty addressed it right away. Danny Wolf was being real sloppy with the ball, and he took him and he sat him down. And when you take your best player on the road and you sit him down for an extended period of time in the first half, that shows that's a point of emphasis. They did a better job of.
Why wasn't that emphasized at this game going in? This is our number one element of improvement.
I'm sure that it was addressed, and that's why there was the repercussions of Danny Wolf was being sloppy with the ball. All right, man, come on over here and sit down.
Okay, he wants Dusty. He told me he wants 80 possessions per game. Yep. Well, if you're in terms of turnover margin relative to your opponent, you're on the downside of 10.
Yep.
How is that even going to be a plus thing anyway?
Yeah, it can't be. I mean, that's something that's still getting cleaned up. It was cleaned up from what it had been. They were down to 13 last night as opposed to the 17, 18, 19, 20 that they had been, but it's still not good enough. If you go on the road, you got to be in single digits in order to win games like that.
Okay, one other thing I want to bring up, and then we're going to go back and forth on this, but halftime we did the down in the blocks halftime analysis.
Sir. Yes.
With the ultimate No, this was at the Washington game.
Yeah,
you brought up a really interesting point because you were concerned that this big center for Washington was having their way with our bigs. And that was a red flag.
Yes.
Because I found out, guys, I want your input on all this. A team that plays Michigan physical,
yes,
I would beat the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah.
And take your chance on fouls.
Yes.
Because I'm not saying they fold like a cheap 10, but they're a different team when they get beat on physically.
They really are. And then if they have to get into their bench, Vlad at 7'1" and Danny Wolf at 7 foot, it's a lot different when you have Cheddar coming in who's 6'9", and then Walters who comes in at 6'10", 215.
Yeah.
He didn't play last night, so I don't know what the status is on him. But if you can get those two bigs in some kind of foul trouble, and we had a couple other guys, Roddy Gale was kind of picking up a couple cheap little fouls here and there. He didn't contribute a whole lot. So I think and we've talked a lot about this when they play Michigan State. I think they're in trouble because Michigan State wants to play very, very physical.
And defend very well.
Yes.
And they're going to push the ball.
Yes.
Michigan's going to succumb to that.
Yep.
Push back and turn the ball over.
Yeah. They're going to really try and force
those
turnovers.
As we stand right now, Jay North, and once again, you red flag. Hey, watch out! The Michigan team not all that good. You said that last week. So I commend you for that. And we'll get back to this. Okay.
Come back to me. I got something
Okay. So right now, I have 14-6 for Michigan in the Big Ten, which I would take in a heartbeat after last year's 8-win totals. Okay,
Sure.
I have a sweep to Michigan State, losses at home to Illinois, Penn State, because Penn State will turn this team over.
Okay.
Penn
That will
State's
be
a
a
problem.
nightmare.
Penn
That's
State is a problem.
and at Rutgers. I think that adds up to 5 more losses.
I don't think you're right.
Okay, well, good. I
Michigan's
hope
gonna-
you're right. And I hope I'm wrong.
Here's the problem. To me, it's an indictment on Dusty May last night. What happened?
Ooh.
They didn't in the second half. They did not play. They can only play one way, which is bad.
Yeah.
They can play with pace. Okay,
Yeah.
they love and they for some reason they slowed it down. Then they go to overtime, and they run the set. Okay, so here's what I would do. I would run, get a paint touch, make a layup, hit a three or whatever, but play their style. But in overtime, when they run that set, they did that double. I think they did a double screen where Burton flares and it's like a semi pick, and the big fella Golden, slips the screen. They got 2 dunks. It's like why is this not been ran the whole damn game until overtime? And so I think it's an indictment on Dusty May last night. I think this was more of a coaching thing last night. Now, I'm not saying Dusty May's a great coach.
Yeah.
I'm not. But
Yeah.
last night, I
Everybody
was
has
like,
a bad
what's
game.
going, but
Players have bad games. Coaches have bad games.
I just didn't understand with the pace thing. I would have played with pace.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they were clearly better than Minnesota. They'll beat if they play Minnesota again, which I don't know if they do.
They don't.
They'd beat them by 25 at home.
Well, yeah, but that's a moot point because
I
you got
understand.
one shot at.
I
Okay,
get it.
Dot man, you got an interesting perspective because if I'm not mistaken, your son is a trainer
Yep.
on University of Minnesota's
And
basketball
a
team.
Michigan fan.
Yeah, Michigan. Yeah,
he-
you're a Michigan family. Your others came went to
No,
Michigan.
he was a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
He still is a Michigan fan.
Okay. So
Are
he
you
has
sure
mixed
about that
emotions.
after that- after that
Okay.
game, Dad?
Well, he works in Minnesota, so he's a Michigan.
So this dude Dawson Garcia hits his 3-ball at the end.
Yep.
Okay. So evidently you were telling me that this team does half court shots at the end of practice.
Every
Yeah,
day.
This guy can't hit shit.
Nothing. He's worse. He's worse than you. He's worse. He can't hit nothing.
That's just hilarious.
And he got a big kick out of that.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts? Okay, 3 of 15 at layups in first half play. Michigan.
You can't do that on the road.
Yeah.
But
Even against a bad team.
That's not necessarily mental. That's just you just didn't make
Not
the
that good?
layup.
Yeah.
You just didn't make the layup. The turnovers are ridiculous. And you say they've been addressed? No.
Well, I said no. I said he says everybody in the whole program's addressing it. I'm saying
I don't believe they know
verbally
how to-
it's being addressed, but it's
Clearly,
not
they don't know how to
execution-wise.
address it because they keep.
That's what I mean.
They're not doing it.
No,
Oh,
it's
he's
not
setting
been
down.
prioritized enough.
No, it's not. And I don't know if we know how to prioritize it. With Beeline, you knew exactly what was going to be going on.
Different style of play,
They didn't turn the ball over.
but a different style of play.
We're not the style of play. is
They
not
use
why-
no, because you got more possessions. You have more possessions. The numbers are going to work. You're going to get more turnovers. That's just how that
not
works.
necessarily.
Well,
Well, the notion is we're turning the ball over because we're playing fast.
and sloppy.
That ain't what sloppy is. Why we're turning the ball over. Ain't because we're playing fast.
Yeah. Okay. I see why. What was that last? Okay, you had a point. I hope you stuck.
Yeah,
with
no, I got it.
You're a very smart
I was
guy.
just looking at the box score, and of the 13 turnovers, Danny Wolf had 6 of them. So he was working on a bad triple double last night, and I know it's been addressed because you look at the other guys that played. 1 turnover, 2 turnovers, 3 turnovers,
Oh, that's
max
true.
for everybody
An
else. It's
excellent
Danny Wolf
point.
was 6.
An excellent point, guys.
So,
Hey, what-
it's being addressed. It's
Okay.
clearly being addressed.
If Vlad doesn't dunk the ball, the chances of him completing a layup are not all that good.
There was a couple times in the second half where he slipped the screen or he denied the handoff and went to the bucket and tried to do some kind of goofy layup or something
Yeah.
like that. Dude, you're right there, man. Turn the thing over and dunk it. Get the guaranteed bucket.
He did that in the final couple of possessions.
Yeah,
of course,
final couple possessions, they threw
and
a
he
little
missed the
lob pass
back
over
end of
to
a
him and he was
compare one.
dunking
He
and
missed
all
the
that,
front end of
but-
1-on-1, the back end of 1-on-1.
Yeah,
Killed us.
yeah. We missed some free throws coming down the stretch, which really hurt us. But
Yeah.
I'm not incredibly concerned because I see the turnovers being addressed. I see
Yeah.
that number creeping down, especially on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, they've lost a total of 4 games by a total of 8.
Oh, I'm not.
points.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. The ball bounces a different way 4 different times, and this is an undefeated team, and they're number 1 in the country, number 2 in the country. Even with all the turnover problems.
When they play tougher
if they beat those other teams,
What do we do well?
run. Run. We get out in transition and run.
Pace.
How did they do it last night?
Of the 45 minutes, they probably did it for 20.
I tell you what, I thought their half-court sets were horrible.
Yeah. They slowed it down way too much and tried to get into sets.
But
as
where did
opposed
that
to
come
just go.
from? Where did that come from? The bench?
Who's decision-making
Yeah,
then?
that's the bench. That's the bench saying, okay, we don't have anything, pull it back out, and let's run whatever the call is.
What did you think of the last possession Trey Donaldson had?
It was ridiculous. Right before that, we needed a bucket. Danny Wolf goes one-on-one from the top, isos him, goes right to the rim, spins, and gets a layup.
Yeah. I mean,
Why
this
is
has
that
happened a
not
couple
happening
times with Trey.
Yes. Well, he wants to be the hero.
Hero ball.
Your point guard, you got to start with your point guard, man. You got 7 seconds on the clock. He's got to bring the ball up. 7 seconds, right?
Yeah, 7 seconds.
Ain't a whole lot of
You're not giving up?
passing around that you're going to be able to do in 7 seconds. Bring the ball
Did
up.
you see Michigan-Houston, Jordan Poole? He wasn't the last guy. He didn't bring the ball up, and he hit the game winner. Okay.
Are you just thinking about
Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman, he made that play. I mean, it's ball distribution. 7 seconds is enough.
7 seconds. I mean, they can get up the court in 3 seconds.
It ain't a whole lot of time.
I'm not saying it's not a whole lot of time.
plays.
I thought that.
running a play. It's finding the guy that's open, not getting inside the 3-point line. Oh shit, my guy cut me off, and I'm getting bumped, and I'm just going to try and fling something out there.
That's because he got bumped. Now he didn't have a chance to find a guy that's open. Well,
But he wasn't looking, and the other guys and the other.
He
four guys
wasn't
were standing
looking, and he didn't suck in the
because
defense.
they knew he was not giving up that ball.
He had in his own mind,
Yeah.
I'm not giving this rock up.
100%.
I could see it right from the
100%.
first dribble.
100%.
Okay.
The other four
Anyway,
guys
we
weren't
to
moving.
disagree.
What was he? Hold on. What was he supposed to do? Stop at half court?
No, I'm draw the
Okay,
defense
get
in.
inside the
Draw the
3-point line,
defense.
draw
But there you
Everybody
go.
in
You got to
front.
draw. The only way you're gonna draw somebody is if you're a threat going to the hole, right?
Yeah. Get
That's
inside
the
the
only way
3-point
you're
line.
gonna draw somebody.
Well, no, you can draw some. You can draw
No.
somebody. No, foul on extended. No, that he could have dished it out.
Only if you are a threat to go, you draw based on your threat to penetrate.
I feel like you got a lot of. I think I should take the camera and you.
No. I'm not. I don't have any answers. I have no answers. I have questions.
You got great questions.
I got great questions, but I don't have any friggin' answers.
The Michigan basketball team right now is like a box of chocolates. They're wild as hell. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. You might get that the Cordell cherry that you're like, ooh, goodness.
Yeah.
Like I mean, but they gotta. Here's the only problem with Michigan is they have to play with pace. If they do not play with pace, they got no chance.
When you say pace, define that. What do you mean?
They got to get up and down.
So that ball's going up in the shot clock at 20 seconds max?
No. It's getting up the floor with speed.
Okay.
And then when you get down onto the offensive side of the court,
Rotate.
It's
Yeah.
moving the ball around.
Yeah.
It's setting a quick ball screen.
That's
it's
true.
not rushing up the court and then pulling it back out.
We didn't. I mean, it was terrible.
We don't play that way.
No.
Maybe half the game.
Is this is this an aberration game? Is this a throwaway, a one-off throwaway, or is this a sign?
In what respects?
Moving
seen them blow
forward.
lead.
I
We've
mean,
seen them blow
when we
leads all
look back at say the end of the Big Ten season, the March 9th game at Breslin's all over with. Okay, looking back at the season, are we gonna say that Minnesota game was a one-off?
No, one because we lost.
No, the way they played, it was a bad game.
We've seen them play that way every game.
Okay, so you're evaluating even the wins over, the 19-point win over UCLA was deceiving. I don't think they.
I mean, who was it?
USC they didn't play well, but USC goes on the road to Champaign and beats Illinois.
I don't want to switch.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying that shit happens in college basketball.
It does. It happened last night.
Yeah, that was a lot of shit.
I don't think that Michigan is. I think Michigan is still a top 15 team in the nation.
Ooh, I'd
think-
say top 25.
Okay. I think that Michigan. The one thing I would worry is if I'm a huge Michigan fan. In the tournament, they could get clipped because they play. Because I think they're gonna. I think they beat Michigan State. I said they sweep them, but I don't know if they sweep anymore. I think
Michigan sweep Michigan. I mean, God, that would be awesome.
Did Minnesota do that too?
No, I just think that here's the thing. They make too many bonehead plays.
Yeah.
Bonehead.
Yeah.
Even the turnovers by the 9.
They're not a smart
even the
basketball
9
team.
Wolf turnovers were bonehead plays.
They're a team that is going to be so much more talented than the team in the tournament, and
Minnesota
they might get
now.
clipped by like a MAC team.
I saw Reuben
my
Jones do that one hand push court thing. I hate that shit.
He's smiling about.
We got a Minnesota fan that just walked in. Yeah.
Hear any Lansing? How the hell that happened?
Yeah.
Jesus
Just like
Christ.
us.
Okay, moving forward, Northwestern game.
Yes.
What do you expect? What do you want, obviously, to see, Chris?
Just gradually
See-
keep making progress and keep cleaning up the turnovers.
Yeah.
Play with pace.
There's
and-
no question, man. Hey, man, whoa, Chris. Play with pace.
Yeah, play with pace.
What is that?
Defensive rebound, outlet, and go. Play with pace.
When is the last time they played with that
When,
consistently?
whenever they go on,
Cleveland
whenever
State,
they go on,
played great.
but when it's whenever they go on
TCU,
these big runs.
second half.
They went on a big run twice against UCLA, and that's why they ended up winning by 19. And they did that because they were playing tough defense, one shot and out, and we're going. And that's when they go on these 10, 12, 14-point runs, and they get these leads. And then
when they don't do that, that's
then
because
they stop doing that.
because
They stop pushing the ball. Talk to Trey. I don't know why they stopped pushing the ball.
if that's what we do, that's what we're supposed to do, right? So the question is, why don't we do that then all the time if we can just dial it up when we want to do it? I know. Amen. We got one guy where when they get the ball to him, you say he might be able to do something with it.
Yes. Yep.
After that, we did.
You're talking about Danny Wolf?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
After that, we
Yeah.
did.
Oh, sorry, you don't have any.
We had two guys last night.
You don't have any. I
They
mean,
got the ball.
self shot creators. We have one.
Yeah,
We have
we got
one.
one.
We got
We got
one.
one.
Roddy Gale's definitely not in that
No.
category.
Turnover machine.
Yeah. So it defeats the own purpose. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's segue before we close this out. An incredible podcast here of Down the Block. See why the boys. Okay. Because they're so savvy on just about every sport there is in the world, even hockey. And I'm just bullshitting you there. Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week. What's going to happen? I see. I
think
see a beatdown.
I see an Ohio State beatdown.
Yeah.
And I see Ohio State
Would
just
that piss
trucking
you
them.
off?
Either way, I'm pissed off. I'm probably, to be honest, not going to even watch the game.
Oh, come on, CY.
Because-
Come on. You know what?
Who do I
Why do
cheer
you
for?
sound like a 5-year-old here?
Who do I cheer for? What do I do?
Just freaking
I
watch
sit
it.
there and just watch it, drink a beer, and like, wow, okay, someone scored. Who cares? Someone
He's
scored.
going to take his blankie, suck his thumb, and go to bed.
I mean, I would agree with everybody, but you know what? I would love to see Notre Dame win.
Oh, hell no.
I would love
Hell to the no.
I would
Hell
love
no.
to see the Fighting Irish get the dub.
Fighting Irish haven't been relevant in football since the,
You know,
the late 80s.
hey, Dot man. You know, the typical, hey, a real Michigan man would never cheer for Ohio State. I hear that shit all the time. I'm not in that category, okay? Where are you in that category? Do you want Ohio State to win? Do you want them? I'm not talking about what you...
No, I'm indifferent. I'm not hating. I'm not rooting against them. I'm gonna
Are
watch
you,
the game.
you're going to watch
I
the
don't care
game.
who wins.
Like
We got
this
Notre
immature
Dame
guy over
freaking
here,
Yeah.
you're going to watch the
We got
game.
Notre Dame and Ohio State, man. It's hard to sit up there and say I'm rooting for one over the other.
Yeah,
Both
you
of them-
watch it.
Both of them.
Appreciate it. I'll tell you what, man, and Michigan will be mentioned a few times.
Oh yeah, Michigan
Yeah,
will be
so,
mentioned
hey,
a whole
you know,
heck of a
that's
lot.
not an
But I won't know because I'm not watching. I might be up here during the game. I don't know. I might be getting
Netflix.
a workout in at the Mac for a couple hours. Like I
know.
think I
So why
know.
a blowout?
I think Ohio State's a much more dominant team. They're much.
I think the
explosive
receiving
on
core will
offense.
be unleashed.
Yeah.
They were against Michigan too.
I
they
just-
But they
and they looked
totally-
like a bunch of chumps.
Yeah, they did. But I think they changed up the way that they wanted to play, trying to
I
prove a
don't.
point.
I think they nut up.
Really?
I think they nut
Okay.
up.
Whoa.
You just can't flip the script like that. You
But
can't-
they
you
did
can't-
in the first round of the playoffs, though.
No, they
Yeah.
weren't playing Michigan in
Well,
the first round.
well, because that's
You got
all-
one. We got
that's
before
all.
closing out. It's in Northwest has one more
This
final.
game, if it's close, is going to be a lot like the Michigan-Minnesota game. If Notre Dame can stay in this in the first half,
Yes.
you let them
Yes.
stay in it.
You let them hang around.
You let them hang around.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
gonna. I would agree
Yeah.
with that.
They didn't nut up
Let them
against.
hang
They
around.
did not
can
nut
see.
up against Texas
Yeah.
because their goal line defense is that good.
Yeah.
Their goal line defense is really good.
Yes.
Right.
Remember that. Their goal line defense
But
is
if Notre
superb.
Dame's allowed to hang around, Notre Dame's got
Ohio
a
State.
good chance
Oh,
at
they got a
winning
lot of
that.
talent.
Yeah.
They got a shitload of
Their
talent.
goal line defense is good against Michigan.
It's like it is true that every one of their skill guys on offense will be a starter in the NFL, and that is uncanny to have that on any team.
They've had that for how many years now?
There you go. All right,
Hey man, we talking about the Lions?
what's that? Oh, we got to throw the Lions. Okay,
Oh, that's good.
I'm a little. little nervous about this
Oh,
game.
yes. I like this, though. This is good.
Well, I'm a little nervous.
That they're
Just
not
be
going to cover
no, that
What's
just
spread?
9.5.
Jaden Daniels. It has. I mean, he's come back. He's been down 7 times in the fourth quarter and
Yeah.
pulled out
Oh,
games.
he's a bad boy.
Yeah,
He's a
good
badass
problem.
boy. He's a
He might be
badass
real
boy.
All
problem.
you Lions fans out there, put your muffs on. I'm taking Washington with Jaden Daniels.
Woo!
Better defense.
Spread or straight up?
Straight up. Jaden Daniels.
Jaden
better
Daniels.
Defense. Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is a problem.
He's a problem.
He's a
LSU.
problem. Yep.
Yeah.
Scrambling that arm, like he's a problem.
But you know, it's more of like the Lions are on defense. They don't. I mean, they got Alex.
So banged up.
They,
They're so
they
banged
got
up.
Anzalone back, but
Yes.
I mean, they're a problem.
Plus the crowd. I mean, it's a top four tough venue to play in right now.
Yeah.
Is Ford Field.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think
And then
that
if Goff if he's dialed in on offense, I mean,
know,
he'll be
they're
able to
sweet.
pick fucking
Yeah, they'll
that
be
team
able to score.
apart.
Yes, 100%.
But I got David Montgomery back.
Yeah,
Yep, they got Montgomery
But do
back
they
on
have
the rod.
Montgomery
Yeah,
back?
he's back.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's back. And that's going to help.
No, he's back.
He is.
Yeah.
I got the inside.
You got the inside. All right. All right, guys. Hey, you guys are just unfreaking believable. This is a highlight of the week visiting with you guys. So until next time here. Down the blocks, CY, Jay Norquist, and Mark Dodson.